Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. I am Stevie and I'm joined by Mabsy. Mabsy, can you hear us? No signal there, Mabsy. We're going to be joined by our own Dan, who is always the Mr. Optimist in the studio as we preview Watford against Everton in the Premier League tomorrow, the 11th of May 2022. Mabsy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, sorry about
that. No sound coming through from Mabsy there.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I can hear you now loud and clear, Mabsy. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good. What a win. As I say, what a win on Sunday. That was probably the best away end that I've been in ever.
Yeah, amazing. We haven't caught up with you since that match.
No, I was going home in my mate's car, like so.
Yeah, exactly. Are you at work now?
Yeah.
Cool. So the atmosphere just looked incredible at Leicester. What was it like?
It's just, there's no words. It was just, there was singing for 90 minutes and then some. 15 minutes, Frank had to come out again. And I think that was on purpose. I think they kind of said, you've got to go out again because they're not going anywhere. It was just unbelievable. Just the scenes that we've seen over the past few weeks with our fans, it's incredible. I think today there's another few hundred at Finch Farm seeing the lads off, going down to Watford. I think Ryan was there, wasn't he?
Not sure if he was there, but it looked amazing in terms of our send-off.
Yeah, no, it was. It's just, what? This club is nothing without us, and we're the 12th man, and we have to be the 12th man this season because otherwise they wouldn't have performed like they are performing. And you know what? A few weeks ago, I thought we were dead and buried. I thought there's no chance we're staying up here. No chance whatsoever. Now we're on the cusp of staying up. It's just unbelievable. All right, Dan.
How we doing? You right?
Yeah, good.
We welcome Mr. Optimist. Toffee Blue himself.
He's back.
Where's that shirt? Is it in the wash, Dan?
Yeah, well, do you know what? I've had a big debate about this because every time I put it on, I have a shower and I'm quite fresh. And I was speaking to someone and he said, if you wash it, you might wash the look away. He said, he goes, it could make us lose if you wash it. And he goes, does it smell? And I goes, no, it don't. I put it on. Every time I put it on, I'm fresh. And it still smells brand new. And he goes, don't wash it. I goes, you what? I've got to wash it. I've been told to wash it. And he goes, don't wash it. If it's lucky. 2 out of 2. Yeah, 2 out of 2. 2 out of 2. I can't wash it, Stevie. I am sorry, but I can't wash it. It doesn't smell though. So
it's fine. 2 weeks left, and then you can wash it.
I reckon we're going to win them all in it, mate. It is the lucky top. I've never had a top that's so lucky. So 2 out of 2 in it. Let's make it 3 out of 3. But this is a big game now, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be looking ahead now to Watford. But Mamsy, thanks for your input on Leicester. I mean, it was something to savour. And we had a great time post-match celebrating the win. And it moved Everton a point outside the relegation zone. Now,
game in hand as well. Don't forget.
Absolutely, this game in hand. Now, the other teams are not playing until the weekend. This gives Everton a chance to, push up to 15th place, where Southampton are, and head in that direction rather than look over their shoulders. Big game tomorrow, though. Everton potentially meeting Watford at a good time, Dan.
I'm 50-50 on this because I looked just about an hour before I come on and it come up with that they've not got, I don't know if you know the players, I think they haven't got him.
9 players. They
haven't
got them. 9 or 10 players are out. I mean, you think Everton have had injury crisis. I've never seen a list this long.
I think the Souls and just can't be bothered anymore.
I don't know. I think they did play the last. These are injury-prone players. We know for a fact King can get injured quite a lot. I'm glad that King's out. So, let's mention that one. King not playing is a massive plus after him scoring a hat-trick against us.
These are the players who are out Starr, Dennis, Cleverley, Louisa, Kunke, Firmina, King, Ford, and Nkunu are all out. And then Cuccio's still out, and Joey Pedro was only trained once. So
that leaves who does that leave then? So who do you think their lineup's going to be?
I haven't got a clue, mate. It's going to have to be reserves. We've got to. It's in the stars, isn't it?
I was just looking. I think Mabsy. I think McTominay could be one that's playing for him. Yeah, Goslin as well. You remember him, Dan Goslin?
Dan Goslin, yeah. Shit out.
But this is what I say to you now, though. It's 50-50 because we all know Everton sometimes when we come up against a game that is going to be so easier, if we take the brakes off, it's a hard game for us. I don't want us to go into this game relaxed because whoever they play, football this standard can be a hard game. Whatever players they play, if they play some youth and like that, because we've played in the FA Cup, some games against League Two teams and struggled sometimes when we've switched off. Every game is hard, and this game is massive. We're still 1 point away from the drop. I am Mr. Positive, but I'll still be switched on because we are 1 point away from the drop. If Burnley win their next game and we lost it, we'd be back in the relegation zone, and it's scary. So we need to stay 100% switched on.
Leeds need to lose as well, don't they? So I get what you're saying, Dan. I get what you're saying. And
Leeds play tomorrow, Mabsy?
What?
Do Leeds play tomorrow?
Bear with me.
While we're researching that, we'll just touch on the Everton team news. Obviously, we talked about Watford. It's easier to say who's in and out.
Yeah, they play Chelsea.
Yeah, so Chelsea have been through in different form, and Everton obviously just with Yerry Mina out in terms of the changes from the last match.
He's got straw legs. Unfortunately, he needs to go. I've had enough of him.
Well, I think what we need to do is worry about the summer clear out if and when we're still in the Premier League. We just need to get through these games and then reevaluate. Lampard's got a hell of a lot of things to do, but summer clear out's probably not right now. But I think, Mabsy, you've got a very good point. Yerry Mina is a star-like when he plays, but he seems to have almost an injury-prone nature.
He's crucial to the game, though. You've seen when he's played, these past few games.
You was there, Mabsy. I thought that Mina coming off was a massive plus. I thought Mina was having a bit of a nightmare, and he made a couple of mistakes. He cost us a goal, and then Keane come on, and he had a good game, and he looked more solid than Mina for once, which was a big positive because obviously he'll probably be playing this game.
He has another good game. But everyone knows my thoughts on Keane. Again, another simply just not good enough. But yeah, we need to come together, just get behind them tomorrow. I'm gutted that I had a ticket, as well. I'm gutted I can't go.
Well, you'll be there in spirit, and obviously we'll be reviewing the game post-match. Mabsy, I'm just going to touch on the form going into this game. Everton only losing 1 out of the last 5 Premier League games, which is a big turnaround, and we know who that was against and how well they played for 60 minutes of that game. Watford coming into the game on the back of 5 successive league defeats, so it all points towards Everton grabbing the 3 points. Dan, what would the 3 points mean to us? 4 points away from the relegation zone going into 2 home games. That's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive. For me, it's the first time that I feel like the pressure is off a little bit. The pressure's on all the way through, but to get that 4-point gap back is massive because when we lost against Burnley, that 6-point game, and we allowed them to get close to us and stuff like that, it all went to pot, didn't it? So to get that gap again, it's massive for us, and we need to get it. We need to make sure we do, because what I was going to say to you is I don't want Everton to go into that game thinking that Watford ain't that good and the goal's going to come and we're going to win it. The game's going to win itself. It's not going to win itself. We've got to turn up. I want the acceleration on straight away. I want to go 1-2, 3. I want to go goals ahead and stuff like that, because you don't want to allow. They've got nothing to play for. But sometimes when you've got nothing to play for, you don't play under pressure and you can have a good game. So I want to straight into them 100%. Forget what it means to them. Just remember what it means to us. And to us, it's massive. Like I say, we need these points massively. It's a big step closer to staying up.
It is. And if you just joined us, we're previewing the match against Watford tomorrow. Wednesday the 11th. It's not on TV, although you can obviously get some commentary on the Everton website. Roy Hodgson saying that Watford are in the midst of an injury crisis. Everton with just Mina out from the weekend. It'd probably be most likely the side that finished the game as close to possible, starting with maybe Rondon coming in. What do you think, Dan?
I think it's a massive positive. All I was looking at on Lampard's talk is Mykolenko available? Is it a big injury? Is it not? And when he said when he said it's available, it was music to my ears, because for me, he was amazing. Yeah, he was cracking. Mykolenko was, and I was worried that it's going to be a big injury, because I don't like Kenny playing left back. I really don't. For one, he couldn't even get a position right back, and for two, playing out of position left back is double hard for him. So he shouldn't be in that position. We should have cover, but we haven't. So we need to cross our fingers and hope Mykolenko can play all the rest of the next games. But I'm happy he's fit, because he did have a good game and it boosts your defence.
You know what?
I'll tell you what, Mabsy, it's good that Josh King's out. We were at the 5-2 game, both sat in the park end, and that was not a good point in our season. So Watford won. Well, Everton were in a winning position. They were 2-1 up with only about 20 minutes of the match to go. I don't know how we've ended up losing 5-2, but it's just something that sticks at the back of my mind, that if we do go ahead in this game, that we need to make sure we use the same game management that served us really well in the last couple of games, Mabsy.
Totally get it. And you know what? I think touching on Dan's point before, where he kind of said this game is huge, because if we win, right? Have you seen who Burnley have got on Sunday?
I'm not familiar with who they play on Sunday, but I know
Spurs away. Now Spurs have got to win that game, because they're battling for fourth. Leeds got Brighton. Now, one of those two lose and we win tomorrow, I say we're virtually over the line.
I think on what you've just said there, I didn't look up Burnley's fixtures, because I try not to anymore. I try to focus on ourselves. But I think Burnley and Tottenham, that's going to be a big game. I think for Burnley, that's staying up or going down for me. So they are going to go all guns blazing at Tottenham. So we need to play like we think Burnley is going to win that game. We need to cater for Burnley winning that game. We need to think they're going to win that game. So we need to keep this 1 point gap. And if they don't, it's a bonus. But we play like Burnley are going to pick up those 3 points against Tottenham, because you never know, they might. Yeah.
Benford, we play at 4 o'clock. So actually moving that game, actually what Sky have done, I know it's inconvenient for people, but actually it's far better they've moved that game. So Everton don't have the time to digest that.
Sorry, is this the Spurs match against Burnley at 4 p.m?
I'm sorry, I'm digressing. I do apologise, but I'm just saying that on the weekend our game was moved. The Brentford game, wasn't it, from 2 o'clock to 4:30? But that's actually could be really crucial for us in a good way.
Romeo Benson pointing out that we do have our own injuries. Godfrey, Mina, Van der Beek, all injured. DCL isn't fit. Yeah, I suppose that's 4 players. In fact,
absolutely. But you know what, though? We've done without Van der Beek and Godfrey for the time being. So is Godfrey back in training?
Lampard said that he's working with every ounce of sweat within him to be ready to play his part this season, and hopes Van der Beek will also be in contention for the next couple of matches. If you didn't catch Lampard on his interview earlier today, he said, "We enjoyed our weekend. It's very dangerous to relax on it. The message is that we've got to finish the job."
Of course it is. Absolutely. You can't be complacent. It was an amazing win, but can't be complacent. Is Ryan on the stream?
No, Ryan's unwell at the moment, so we're sending our wishes to Ryan, although he's in the background doing our comments. Lampard also said that the mood in the squad has been lifted. I think that's the same for the fan base, but it amazes what it does for you. He says he can tap into that good mood, but there's a balance to not become overconfident. I think it's all about motivation, isn't it, Dan, for this match? They've got to get up for this game just as much as any of the previous 5.
Lampard's already had the games where the players turn up and then they let him down the next game. He's already had games where he's won and then they've been rubbish after. So he knows now that they can't switch off. And I like that he's on the ball. He's saying straight away, it's game after game. Yes, we've won. Celebrate for that night. But let's crack on the next game. And we've got to focus on that, because it's massive. It is massive. We are not over the line yet. Nowhere near. We need to win this game 100%. I don't want us to relax, because you can relax sometimes. It feels better that we're 1 point out of the zone, but I don't want us to relax, because it can bite you in the arse, as we learned when Burnley caught us back up and put us in that zone.
We played some of our best football while in the relegation zone, but I think it's because there's so much on the line. We're definitely not out of the woods. It can all turn, as we've seen. But I just feel that victory tomorrow will make a big, big difference. Daniel D says he likes Mina a lot, but thinks he has to go. So it's agreeing with Mabsy's comment there. Dan, do you agree? What do you think about Mina?
I read a tweet saying Mina will be back for the last game against Arsenal. And my first thoughts Mabsy, was say bye. That's it. That's your last game, mate.
Absolutely.
Because to be fair, very, very good player. He has performed well when he's played, but he hasn't played enough, and that's no good to us if you can't be on that pitch. We need players on that pitch.
Too much of a luxury, like Hammers.
Yeah,
but absolutely. Like apparently, him and Hammers said, and I think it's what they're saying, that he only plays when he's 100%. Now, that's a luxury player to me, and we can ill afford that. The position that we're in.
I think we've got to catch our money on him now, because if we don't catch our money on him now, we'll never get no money for him, because I know he's not got long left, but I reckon he's very close in turning into a Gabamin player where he'll be out the whole season. He's going to become injury prone. I don't think he's got much football left in him because his body's saying no. He keeps trying to play and his body's saying no. He keeps the muscles are pulling up and stuff like that. So it'd be the perfect time to get rid of him. I think I don't know how much we'll get rid of him for. I don't know what price.
The players have proved that they can defend, though, without these players. So it's just a question of getting through to the end of the season. Dave Weston says tomorrow should feel like a home game. Obviously, we're running up to Z cars.
Absolutely, he's right. No, he's right, though, because at the end of the day as well, there's millions of people sold out, bought tickets in the home end. So instead of like 2,300, I think it is, it's going to be more vocal because we've got Mad Blues in the home end. How bad's that, right? I wonder if it's the relegated, aren't they? But yeah.
How many fans do you think we'll be taking?
I don't know how many tickets we sold in the home end. I don't know what the sound, but I haven't seen it. I've heard the stands in the home end though. So you probably touch from 3,000, probably.
I was going to say it's got to be full, Mabs, because you just said that away game that you went to last time, and I spoke to other people, a guy called Spirit of the Blues, and he said it was the best atmosphere away he's been to since like 2009. And I think when I look at it, I've been watching videos of the atmosphere all the way through to this game, and the atmosphere looks amazing. Everyone wants to be part of that, so I feel like it's a massive advertisement to go to this game.
Perfect. Well, I think that it's a very exciting prospect that we can jump through 4 points ahead of the relegation zone going into 2 home games. If you've just joined us, we've been previewing the Everton match at Watford, Vicarage Road tomorrow. Just going back to Lampard's interview, he said that Pickford has been training brilliantly, a joy to manage. He's got real talent. Lots of players now standing up, performing at high levels. Credit is a great thing. Well, I think he was being absolutely out of this world in the last 2 games, Dan. I mean, Pickford, what can you say? I mean, he's proved his worth for Everton and for England. Yeah,
becoming very consistent, like big saves as well. He's gaining us points just with his saves, isn't he? If you look back at his saves, how crucial all these big saves were, we'd literally lose points if the ball went in the back of the net. So he's massively saving our arse. But they seem like they're in it as a team, don't they? Like a lot of other players as well are saving us. It does seem like there's a lot of unity. It was quite funny hearing Jordan Pickford say about Holgate when Holgate scored after the game, saying we'll never hear the end of it with Holgate scoring.
Yeah, of course. Some of the players who I think Holgate and Keane were probably the players that got singled out the most as criticised by fans and members of the team. Mabsy, looks like we are joined by Ryan, who's going to make a very brief appearance. He looks like death's door, but how are you doing, Ryan?
I saw in the comments Robbie was asking how I am, and I was watching, so I thought I'll just stick my head in for 1 minute because I'm in the back end anyway. I did go to Finch Farm. I was the guy who brought the speaker, and I think that made the difference in terms of the atmosphere, welcoming the players off from Goodison. Jasmine, what are you doing? And I think that made sat next to me watching me while I'm literally on a live.
So tell us, Ryan, what did you do? Did you have a PA system?
No, there was about 200-300 people at Finch Farm, and the coach came past, and I got there about 20. Can you stop laughing? There was about 20 minutes before I was there with the little Bose S1 and played Here We Go, All Together Now, Spirit of the Blues.
Did you play
Zegbar,
Barbie Girl?
No, that one.
Oh, disappointing,
No,
Ryan. Disappointing. Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
I could have.
Wow, just wow.
You love that song, Mabsy. I know you sing that in your bedroom.
I really do, to be fair. It's not a bad song.
Barbie Girl is a good song, mate. We've all had a jam to that at some point in our lives.
Have we?
What about Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die?
Yeah, that's good. Or Macarena.
Well, Ryan, thanks for doing that. I mean, considering that you've been really well on antibiotics, you shouldn't be going to spread it all with our fans. But
well, I didn't really. I've got.
Yeah, no, but you need to rest in bed. I'm sure there's lots of comments coming in saying Ryan needs to rest in bed. Tell him to get well. If he doesn't go on Saturday, I'll have his ticket. No. But no, in all fairness, thank you for popping on, but you need to rest your voice.
It was Jasmine who said that I had to go with, and I brought the speaker, and I think it made a difference. You
Desperate times, desperate measures.
Okay, I feel like I'm getting.
At least it's not COVID. That's the main thing. Just play that clear.
I'm fine. I feel a bit ill, and then
you look like you've got your colour back a little bit, mate. To be fair,
I know I was the ghost on that stream.
I thought you looked a bit like washed out. To be fair, a bit pale and stuff like. It's hard to look as good as me, but you looked a bit washed out, mate.
But I don't know whether there's a joke going on there, but. I did.
Not the same Wobie's Snapchat.
I did the
yes, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Was going to touch on that very briefly. He's obviously making light of the jokes and the fans. I mean, who would have thought that Iwobi would be the fans' favourite after Lampard's appointment?
I just want to say before I let you go about what happened. For 200-300 people to actually be off in the middle of the week at 2-3 in the afternoon and go down there.
Shows no one's got a job.
You can't actually see the.
From home, what are you talking about?
You can't actually see the players on the coach. You can only see because he sits deliberately at the front of the coach to fist pump the fans. So we can't actually see them. They can see us. So it's a lot to do that, you know.
Were they banging on the windows, right?
Say again?
Were they banging on the windows again?
I don't know. I mean, Jasmine says they were. I mean, there's people there. There was Ped and Baz from Toffee TV, John Blaine's a shareholder, and I said hello to those people, and Cameron as well from the Mighty Blue. So it was like there was a few people from YouTube and a lot of Everton fans as well. So it was nice, and I think the players and the manager appreciated it. On the Watford game, I think we go all out against Watford because I think 3 points would pretty much guarantee staying up. So fingers crossed, Watford are going to put out some sort of weird reserve team. They don't really care. They were crap the other night. Even the manager, Roy Hodgson, didn't acknowledge the Watford fans.
That was a disgrace.
Credit to him to be staying till the end of the season.
I'm fit.
You know what though, right? You know what? They want him sacked, but then I've heard on Twitter one of my mates is saying that they don't want him sacked because they'd have to pay him free games, so they may as well keep him.
Okay. All right.
They're already down, so it doesn't make a difference. But that's what he did was a disgrace. Absolutely taking a walk. Sorry, I thought it was absolutely. He's horrible bastard for doing that.
Have you seen the thing? I've just been asked. Jasmine said, "Did you see the thing where Mabsy and Yandalf are in this thing where it says choose your fighter, and it's like 4 people, and one of them's Ped from Toffee TV, one of them's Mabsy from here, one of them's Yandalf, and then there's some bald guy on there as well. Has anyone seen that?
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes, I said Mabsy and Yandalf.
All right, I'll let you get back on. Stevie,
we'll just share a few more of the comments, and then we'll do a score prediction. And Ryan, I hope you feel better. It's probably good that it's not a home game. You need to have a rest, otherwise you're not going to be ready for Saturday. And I certainly won't be staying with you at this rate. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Ryan. That was absolutely great to hear about what was going on today with Finch Farm and our very own founder of Follow Everton, helping out with the PA system and some songs to get everything going. Before we wrap up, we're going to have a few more comments and then we're going to look at the scores. Dave Weston says Burnley have Spurs away, Villa who've just battered them, Newcastle at home. Last game of the season. Tarkowski is out for the rest of the season. Obviously, lots of players have lots of injuries. It's that time of year. But, we can't be looking at what other sides are doing. We just need to do the business, don't we, Dan?
Yeah, I just got on that point of that comment, because obviously we'll look into the comments. Why do you think players are getting so injured so often now?
Because I think the game's that intense.
Yeah, you remember football under Mabsy. You remember football under David Moyes. There wasn't many injuries. You had the same 11 play all season, didn't you?
Yeah, with conditioning but there's so many. I'm not because it's been a weird season as well. The games because of COVID. Obviously, remember games have been cancelled and there's a lot of fixture congestion. A lot of games have been played in a short space of time. Now, if you're a professional, obviously you should, but injuries happen, and that's it. They're only human after all. And the millionaires, they're not human. Wins, absolutely, Chris. 2 wins does get us over the line, but I think, get us over the line.
We don't want to go to Arsenal needing to get anything from that. Let's go there, have a nice party, and then go off for the summer. I don't want to be going to Arsenal thinking that we've got to get a point or look at other results. We've got it in our hands now.
I'm going to put it out there. I don't think that will happen now. No, I don't think it's going to happen now.
Well, let's not hope that. Let's these 3 games now. It's all in our hands. Win 2 of these 3.
Let's start with you, Steve, and if Mabsy wants to join in, what's your team?
Well, I think we should go with a similar team, but I'd probably play Rondon for this particular match, just because I think that we need to get the best out of Richarlison, and I think that means moving him from the central striker. And Rondon's held up the ball really well for us, and we've got to think about the fact that we're playing 3 games in a week, and there's got to be some change somewhere.
Don't you think DCL should be coming in at some point?
I think DCL will come in, but I don't. There's some rumour that he's going to be sold.
He's going to be. I think he's going to Arsenal. I think that is happening. But playing while he's there, at the end of the day, what's the point of having him on the bench? As I say,
I think at the moment it seems to be that Rondon is a favoured starter at the moment. He certainly looks a lot fitter than DCL. I'd be putting Rondon on, trying to kill the game off with Richarlison on the left. Demarai Gray had a fantastic game. I mean, what do you think, Dan? What would you do?
I'm torn between, do you stick because it's what works, and if you change it and it goes wrong, you'd regret it, or do you give Dele Alli a chance, or is he available? Is he available, Dele Alli? Is Dele Alli available?
Yeah.
Do you give him a chance?
I wouldn't change it too much. The reason why I'm suggesting that he plays Rondon tomorrow is because he came on and he looks solid holding the ball up, and I think that's what we need. I think Richarlison, he's done such a good shift that we kind of need to take a bit of pressure off him if he's going to play out these last 4 games. Mabsy, what do you think we should do in terms of the makeup of the team? I think the back 4 is set.
Well, so it's Michael Keane, isn't it? I think I think probably any change I'd put, I over Rondon, I think I put DCL on, but
I don't know whether he's fit for starting, but we'll see what he does. Some comments coming through.
Dave Weston said, "Don't think is that Rondon?" I'm assuming that's Calvert-Lewin. Romeo Benson said Calvert-Lewin will start this. So who knows?
If Calvert-Lewin is available, I think he will start. I'm not sure if he's available, but if he is available, he probably.
But he's not had much first team action. He didn't play against Leicester. I don't think he came on in the match before that. I think it's probably a good thing, Natty, that Josh King isn't playing, because it seems to be a bit of a voodoo. These players that come to Everton or seem to always score against us and then not for others. But thanks for sharing the injury news about King. He's one of the 9 or 10 players out. Before we just wrap up here, because we're coming up to the half-hour mark, Mabsy, let's take your score prediction.
3-0.
Dan?
I'm going to go with 4-1. I think we're going to have a goal fest, but that's, like I said, you've got to earn that 4-1. I'm not saying I'm going to win it easy, but I'd like for us to go for it and get some goals. We can hurt them. One thing I will say, though, I didn't say this yet, but the game is won in midfield for me. I definitely play 3 midfielders, and the game's won in midfield because their midfield looks really weak. So we need to proper dominate in midfield and then get the ball to Richarlison, Gordon, Gray, and Rondon or Calvert-Lewin, whoever starts over them too. But we really do. I want us to put on the acceleration. It scares me a little because everyone's saying so many negative things about Watford and stuff like that, and that's scary for me because I don't want to go into it like it's an easy game because it's not.
I'm going to go Everton to win 3-1 tomorrow, but maybe it might not be as clear-cut as we expect it to be.
Richarlison scores 2 tomorrow.
The main thing is just getting the points, isn't it? At this stage of the season, getting the points, making sure we don't have injuries, because I think come Saturday, although, we are one game at a time, the atmosphere against Brentford, if we go into this match on this momentum run, is going to be immense. And I think that could be Everton's chance to finish off. Any question about us going down? Going down? No chance.
Are we full?
So, yeah. Well, let's keep it clean, but we'll be reacting to the match after the final whistle. So if you have a chance to drop in and you don't want to go on the other channels and check all the highlights, then please join us on Follow Everton. Do like, comment, and subscribe because we have well over 1,000 subscribers now, but there are infinitely more Blues about that don't know about the channel. And if everyone lets their friends know, then we'll grow the channel and we'll go from strength to strength. Thank you everyone who's contributed. Thank you to Mabsy who's dropping in. To Dan, always a pleasure. Make sure you've got that shirt on tomorrow.
I will, mate. I'm ready.
Stevie. And thanks to Ryan for dropping in with news from Finch Farm. It's been always a pleasure doing this preview. And for everyone who's going to be watching tomorrow, whether you're going to the match or you're just going to be streaming it or listening on the radio.
Same atmosphere as they made it to the last game. We need that atmosphere again. Don't put the brakes on. Accelerate. Come on, we can do this.
I think that's a given that we're going to get.
Yeah, same atmosphere. Let's keep that. It's amazing. That's what's going to get us over the line.
Thanks again to everyone watching. Always a pleasure, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
7-0. I like it. 7-0. I like it.